If I had the ability to ask every single airsofter what made them choose a specific replica over another, I would be willing to bet all the money in Vegas on the fact that 50% or more of those players would answer with one of these three options. They either saw it in a movie and thought it was really cool and had to get it for themselves in the airsoft world. For the real nerds, they think that the real steel version of it is really cool, whether it be the actual functionality or the history behind it. And number three, which is probably the most common and the subject of today's video, they saw it in a video game that they absolutely love and had to have one for themselves. Welcome to the Wolf's Den, and to all of our new viewers, I am very excited to have you guys here today for a video that was a lot of fun to make, despite some of the problems I had during filming. As I mentioned during the opening, if I were to ask every single airsoft player why they chose a specific replica over another, I would be very confident in saying that a large majority of airsoft players pick the replicas they do because they showed up in a game that they really enjoy, wanting to get a more realistic feel with some of the guns that they love playing with or that they've experienced through pop culture and media throughout their life. And as you may know, if you've been here for a while, or if this is your first video simply based off the title, you probably know I'm one of those players. Nearly every platform in the channel's collection is one that I have had some amount of experience with in some form of media, most of which coming from gaming. Platforms like the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, the ACR or the Masada from MW2, MW3, Ghost Recon, and The Division, the M14 EBR from Battlefield and COD 4, and even the MSR from Modern Warfare 3 and Ghost Recon that you guys have absolutely loved seeing on the channel. And what all these platforms have in common is that they are from some of my favorite games, which is no different than the one in today's video. However, where this one is a little bit different is that I had been exposed to this particular platform many times in other media. But until I played one game in particular and got somewhat addicted to it, I really didn't have a big appreciation for it. That platform in particular is the AK platform. And the game that got me into it was Gray Zone Warfare. Now, Gray Zone may not sound super familiar to some of you because it is a direct competitor to a much more popular game, objectively, which is Tarkov. Although, personally, I would say that Gray Zone is infinitely better than Tarkov every day of the week. Go down in the comments and fight me about it, you will lose. Yeah, what's up? Uh-huh. Oh, I shouldn't do that? Okay, cool. Bye. I've just been informed by my legal counsel that I should not incite fights in my own comments, so I'll take that one back. But I will not be changing my opinion that Gray Zone Warfare absolutely slaps and Tarkov can suck it. Getting back to today's video, we are once again back at Bingfield in Alton, Illinois for a game of Control on their town field. And of course with me I have my LCT AK-104. Since the last time you guys saw it, I've made a couple of changes to help it run a bit smoother, specifically working on getting the mags to run a lot better after they have gotten broken in a little bit because we're having some trouble with some feeding that shouldn't be as much of an issue in today's video. If you guys want to check out the previous AK video, I will leave it down in the description as well as in the info card above. You guys should check out if you want to see the issues we ran into before that aren't as prevalent now. Unfortunately, one of the problems we did run into is still a bit of a lingering issue, but that won't come into play until later into the actual game. Aside from the performance changes I've made, I've also opted to throw on a variable zoom optic, just like I would in Gray Zone Warfare. Granted, this isn't an LCAN Spectre like what I put on most of my AKs in-game, but since I don't have a Spectre on hand, I decided to go with an LPVO style scope instead, which is also a good option in Gray Zone. Much like I've done before, for our first of 2 rounds today on Bing's Townfield, I'm going to be playing a little bit slower and gauging how the enemy team is going to be playing and then go from there. We have a lot of new people out on the field and a lot of returning people, so I'm hoping that this game is going to be fairly balanced and that once I get into a good rhythm, I'll be able to combat the enemy as well as help out my team fairly well.
Someone in that building? around there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around behind you and go to the building here to our left.
On this left side.
Okay.
Inside the building.
If you want to swap me, I can try to grab him. Got one.
Got him. I think there's multiple now to one.
Yeah.
Let's tell the guy who thought that he got clipped.
How we looking? How we looking?
I think I don't see nobody. Oh God! There's like a grouping of 3 that way. Like they're around. I think the truck. Maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, they're behind the truck.
Yep.
And like that little building behind it.
Checks out. Right.
Hiding. Nope. I got eyes on us.
Yeah, I made him a little angry.
Yeah. They're looking good. I might try to push up. Oh, guy in the tower, I think. There's definitely a guy in the tower, though.
Yeah, there is. I'm gonna push this next building. I think. Yeah, dude on the truck is down. Okay. So far, myself and my team are making some good headway on this left side. Not only being in a good position to take control of the truck for ourselves, but also keeping the enemy team at an arm's length so that they can't gain control of it either. Unfortunately, this momentum isn't going to last as long as I was hoping it would. My friend, I am on your team. You're good. This was truly a mistake of miscommunication. Some of our friendly forces at the back of the field that were covering on that middle section clearly thought that I was an enemy coming around the corner and not actually a friendly player that had moved that far up. Of course, I don't blame this player whatsoever. I was well into enemy territory at that point, and from their perspective, I probably did look like an enemy just based on where the rest of their team was. Despite this slight bump in our momentum, I quickly run back to respawn and get back into the fight to help the rest of our team continue to advance forward. Come on. And for those of you that have watched the previous video using my LCT AK here, we've run into a familiar problem. Every so often when running on semi-auto, I will have an issue where all of a sudden my gearbox just goes completely unresponsive. If I pull my trigger, it just clicks in place like the gearbox is completely locked up, or that the gearbox itself just doesn't have a battery in it whatsoever. This is obviously presenting a problem because in the middle of trying to engage someone in a gunfight, all of a sudden my AK goes from a fully functioning AK to a steel brick that I can't do anything with. With the benefit of having done some testing after this day of play, I can say that the problem lies in the battery I was using. The very first battery I tried was a 7.4 LiPo that just wasn't powerful enough, and that's what led to this problem in the first video with the AK. Now I'm using a more powerful 7.4 that is still causing the same problem. I then tried it with an 11.1 LiPo, and never had this issue crop up again after using an 11.1. Obviously, I didn't have the 11.1 that I tested with on hand for this day of filming, but as far as I can tell right now, the only thing that's holding the AK back is the power source that I'm giving it. The internals and everything inside of the AK are working as they should. I'm just not giving it enough juice to be able to operate correctly. But to all of my techs watching, if there's anything that I'm missing, let me know in the comments below so I can address it. After taking my second hit and heading back to respawn, I get there just as the first round comes to a close. While my AK is going to continue to have this problem for the rest of the game, I quickly switched sides with the rest of my team, where myself and a fellow player realized that we weren't exactly on the same page as the rest of our team was, which leads to a completely separate problem from what we already have with the AK.
What the hell? They're at the truck already! Nade, don't go up front.
Okay.
Or something. Yep, there it is.
While it is unfortunate I wasn't able to get that player running up the stairs, he is incredibly lucky that that round missed his neck barely by hitting the stock of his rifle. Here at Bing, it doesn't count as a hit if it hits your gun, but I can't imagine that would have felt good if it would have actually made a solid connection.
Got one behind the truck for sure, maybe two. Yeah. Man, I don't know where our team's at, but they're letting us down right now. Yeah. I got the guy in the truck, I think. Yeah. That's good. Did that time. Oh no, there's still one behind the barrels right side of the truck. Alright. On the front of it. So I would push forward, but we have a couple of goobers here on the right corner, just kind of hugging it. Yeah.
What myself and my fellow player to my left don't know is that the rest of our team completely ignored the objective at the center of the field, and most of them ran off in the forest on the far left side, leaving the two of us completely alone as we try to fight the entire rest of the enemy team that is going after the objective. To make matters even worse, I only have what's left of my current mag and one more before I am completely dry on ammo.
Dry. Last mag!
Let me correct my previous statement. I only have one mag now. So now myself and my fellow teammate are really hoping that the rest of the team pulls through, either on this really nasty flank they're pulling on the left side, or they finally start pushing the objective with us.
Be my guest. Okay, you know what? I might try to make a play on this building, because we're not getting anywhere just standing here. That's for sure. Help. Woo! Careful, yeah, watch that corner. Ow. Okay, yeah.
Based on where that enemy fire just came from, I would say the leftward push that our team is making isn't going so well. Heading back to respawn, I can see that a lot of our friendly players are also doing the same, which means we probably have one or two more good pushes to make to see if we can actually gain control of the truck and win this second round. So in true Gray Zone fashion, when you're almost out of ammo, you've got to make those last rounds count.
Oh, that sucks.
Once again, those rounds were so close to hitting this player, and I couldn't have had a better shot with him just standing completely still in the open. Not to worry though, these next few rounds are gonna hit their mark one way or another.
There we go. shit. Moving. Hey man, how's it going? I'm dry. No ammo.
And while I was able to get one additional kill to round out for an even 1-to-1 ratio, I just didn't quite have enough ammo to last the rest of this game. Unfortunately, this will bring today's video to a somewhat anticlimactic end, but I hope you guys enjoyed it all the same. I have been, let's just say, very, very much enjoying my time playing Gray Zone, and I just had to get my AK back out onto the channel because of that. If only you could loot ammo off of dead people that you've killed like you do in Gray Zone, but I have a feeling Airsoft players wouldn't exactly be down for that, because then you'd have the situation where everybody would be stealing everyone else's ammo. Probably wouldn't go very well, but it would be nice for me having more ammo. Naturally, let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's game, be sure to leave a like to let me know that you guys want to see some more AK action in the future here on the channel, where I will ideally have a better battery, that way the AK doesn't keep running into the same problem that we've had since it was first out on the field. Again, if you guys have any ideas as to what's causing it besides just the battery, let me know in the comments as well, but it should be good to go once I get that new 11.1 that'll actually fit under the dust cover for the next time it comes out. Of course, if you'd like to support the channel further, you can head over to Wolfden Apparel through the link in the description below or in the pinned comment to get yourself a badass decal sticker or a comfy shirt. And as always, this has been Wolf, and hope to see you guys next time I hit the field. Listen, I know that Tarkov is a really popular game. I'm not here to diss on it or the people that enjoy playing it. All I'm saying is that Gray Zone is better. It's a better experience. It's more fun. The game is much cheaper, and if you want just the solo PvE experience, you're not paying a ton of extra money on top of the base game or risking getting your account banned because the devs don't want you doing that, because guess what? It's part of the base game. And you're not dealing with the human element of people just generally being overly sweaty and spending way too much time on that game for someone like me who just wants to get in and have some fun with the boys. And I can hear it already. Some of you are going to say, oh, he's sponsored by the devs of Gray Zone. No, I wish I was sponsored by the devs of Gray Zone. Those guys are great. But I'm not. Not saying that I wouldn't want to be. That'd be super cool. All I'm saying is that I enjoy Gray Zone infinitely more than I ever will Tarkov, mostly because of the player base just being absolutely awesome, and most of them just having casual fun instead of being sweaty nerds. But if I hear any of you daring to make any invalid comments about how Gray Zone is the worst extraction shooter ever, we're going to have some words, okay? It's going to be some very disappointed dad energy down in the comments. You're not going to like it, I'm not going to like doing it, and nobody wins in that situation. So keep it nice and chill down there in the comments. Keep in mind, it's all for jokes, okay? Tarkov's fine, Gray Zone's just better.